Have you ever heard someone invoke the concept of necessary existence and wondered what they were on about? It's an idea that's often proposed as a solution to the problem of infinite regression, but what does it really mean for something to exist necessarily? Necessary existence refers to something that must exist by virtue of its very nature. It simply cannot not exist. Most things in our world, like a car or a tree, are contingent. They could easily have not existed under slightly different circumstances. But a necessarily existent entity is different. It exists in all possible worlds, at all times, and under all conditions. Its existence doesn't depend on anything else. It's completely unconditional. A helpful example of this concept is mathematical truths. For instance, 2 plus 2 will always equal 4, no matter what changes in the universe. They are often referred to as analytic truths, which means assertions you can know are true by virtue of a simple analysis of the concept. Another way that this notion is often described is that the statements in question are true by definition. This idea of necessary existence stands in contrast to contingent existence, which applies to things that could exist or not. Take the chair you're sitting on, for example. It could easily not have been made or could have been made very differently. When it comes to something with necessary existence, on the other hand, there's no logically possible way it could fail to be exactly what it is. In the context of theology, the concept of necessary existence is often applied to God. Philosophers like St. Anselm and Aquinas argued that if God exists, then God must exist necessarily. In other words, God isn't contingent on anything else. Instead, God's existence is seen as a fundamental fact of reality. Everything else in the universe could conceivably not exist, but a necessary being would exist no matter what, providing the ultimate foundation for everything else. So when we talk about necessary existence, we're really exploring whether there has to be a ground for reality, something that doesn't rely on anything else to exist, and thus offers the final answer as to why anything exists at all. It's the ultimate stopping point in our quest to avoid that infinite chain of questions and find a satisfying answer to the mystery of existence. Do you think there is something necessary at the ground of being? And if so, what do you think that thing is?